In this video, we will look at how to integrate SonarQube with Jenkins. We'll be using a standalone Sonar scanner for this demo purpose, and we'll be using a C# code to show how to set up the same. So to begin with, I have the Sonar running, and just like in Azure DevOps, we will show how to create a project manually here and then use it to configure Jenkins, and also how the project will be created automatically if the project the same key is not found. So to begin with, let me create a new project manually. I'll call it as the Jenkins manual project, and then I'll set it up. And what I'll also do is I'll go and change the quality gate to be used, the one which I created. So what I have here, if I go to quality gates, I have the SonarWay, which is the default what you get in SonarWay, and by default every project uses SonarWay, and this is my project quality gate, which has its own conditions, and based on my need I have set up this. So going back to the project, I can go into Jenkins manual and go to quality gate, and I'll say I want to use my specific project or it using and save. So now with the project setup, what we'll do is we'll go back to our Jenkins and click on new item, select a freestyle because we're just creating a simple job. I'll say Jenkins manual scanner and start. So the first thing we need to do is to set up the SonarQube. I click on get, and I then specify the URL of a Git repository, and go here, copy the URL. You will also have to mention the credentials to authenticate yourself. There are two ways: you can give your username and password, or you can generate a Git credentials which is specific to this need, and then you can specify the same here. So once you do generate Git credentials, it generates a path token which you can copy and use it as a credential. And by default, the default branch in the repository is main, which I'm going to change here. And with this code setup, now we look at since this code is a .NET code, a .NET 5 code, we'll be using a .NET scanner, a tool which is part of the .NET code to run the Sonar. So to do this, we need to install one tool globally in the server, so which is basically .NET, and then we are saying tool live tool. Let me copy this. Copy. So I'm basically asking the .NET to install a tool, .NET Sonar Scan, and to install it globally. So the way we install globally is so that it is accessible on the command line which is required. So here it says it's already installed, which means that I have the latest version and everything updated. Now next comes how do I run this tool and publish the report. So under build step, we'll add a simple execute a Windows batch, and then I specify. So here, just like in Azure DevOps, there's a begin there's a begin task where you configure the login and the key of the project, and then you have the build where you build the code, and finally you have the scan. So if you see, I have set my project name is Jenkins manual project. Let me go here, and then I will change the key, and then here I'm specifying the Sonar login key which I generated. And once I build, I'm doing a Sonar scan end. So once I do a save and apply, now I try to build. So once it tries to build, you will see under console, yeah, it has started to clone the project and to install the required tools required for .NET scanning to work. So it is able to build, successfully. And then yeah, so it is actually according to the solar scanner has been started. At the end you will see the scan has been successful and it will give you the report. So it is loading quality profiles, loading the rules, and then finally it is able to publish the quality gate which is required. So it's a success. If I go back to SonarQube, there's a one successful. And now if I go back and execution here, project, uh, you see that there's an engine which is now executed with the failed state. Now in order to check whether the automatic project creation works, we just have to configure and I will change the name of the project, the key of the project. Sorry. Apply. Now if I do a build, the same steps are executed, but this time a new project is created because there is no project existing with the same key. While this is happening, there are other ways. Now what I've used is a Sonar scanner, which is a standalone scanner which you can install on the agent and go ahead and set it up. And there are some plugins that you can use which does something similar for non.NET Core projects. So if you see here, you have a step to execute a Sonar scanner. Here it basically runs the same command and same tools, but you can specify additional parameters and additional the path of the project properties file. There is other details. I'm using here a command line. There are plugins. There are other actions that you can take without having to write a script. But this is the console or the scripting is the easiest way. So now again the project is successful. Now if I go into run, say refresh, now you will see the Jenkins automation, which is a pass. Again, as I said, by default the project which is created uses the quality gate, the default Sonar way, which I'm now changing it to save. Now if I go back, now with the quality gate changed, if I go back and build again, now these the three. Same steps, but this time a different quality gate, so the project will fail. So it's a success. Now if I do a refresh, the project has status has failed because now it doesn't match the code for which is required. So this is the way to tool-based scanner, a standard scanner that you can use to run Sonar scans on your Jenkins jobs or pipeline. The same commands will work whether it's a job or a pipeline.